Good morning, everybody. Here I am, and I chose to make this video today for a reason, and I put my face in the opening shot up close, also for a reason. I want to talk about people being real and people being open and honest and genuine and down to earth. But honesty is the main factor. Because people are the opposite, the antithesis of what I just said. They're not honest, they're not real, they're not genuine, and they're not down to earth. I'm making this video today without using any filters, without using any special lights, without editing. I came here today myself, and I deliberately not put a lot of effort into getting ready today. I'm not wearing, I'm wearing barely any makeup. I did slapped on lipstick and gloss and a little mascara. Aside from that, I got up this morning, I brushed my teeth, washed my face, brushed my teeth again. I like to do it twice. It's kind of off the subject, but I like to use a manual toothbrush and then follow up with an electric toothbrush. Anyways, so I got up, I brushed my teeth, washed my face, brushed them again, and then I took care of my skin. Moisturize, sunscreen, all that. But I didn't want to wear makeup to the point where I look like what I don't usually look like. I haven't contoured my face, I haven't put on shadow, I haven't put on foundation, I haven't put in any hair products. I did brush my hair a lot so I could get it smoother. This wind has made my hair frizzy and coarse, and I hate that. But it's not that I'm here to talk about me. The reason I'm saying these things is because I've chosen to come here unretouched. There are no beauty lights here. I'm actually filming in the living room, and it's very beautiful outside. It's really sunny. Temperature wise, it's cold because it's very windy, so that's the reason that this camera or this phone might go in and out. And I've only been using the phone for these videos. I'm not tech savvy, so I don't know how to edit right now, and I haven't bothered trying. I do have a brand new excellent Nikon, but it's just sitting there because I don't have the patience to learn how to use it. So I have a professional camera, and I'm not using it, so that's not good. But anyways, I want to talk about all the phoniness and all the lies that go on by people, and that I truly, truly hate. I'll say it again, I'm far from perfect. I am so flawed in every way, but I try to be real. I try to be as real as I have the ability to be, because I don't want to be what I detest in others. I've noticed lately that, well, first of all, I'll talk about the attorney who refuses to answer me. He was just appointed as my attorney last week in court for the pending case. And, you know, he sat down and ran his rules down to me, and I listened. I was very open. I was very willing. I cooperated with him in every way. I was very nice to him, very polite, in a real way. And I was willing to do whatever he required of me that was professional and right. You know, he's this old man, and with age, I would think would not necessarily come wisdom, but would come experience. With age, I would think that he's seen everything, and he has. He's very shisty, and I can tell he's very dishonest. But I would think that somebody as dishonest and shisty as him could see things for what they are. I was hoping that, because I wanted him to see what's real in the case and what's not. And I wanted him to really help me, to defend me, to work to defend me. And I thought everything went well. I was absolutely cooperative with him. I was open and willing to do what he required for the case. And bang, the next day, he wouldn't talk to me. He never called me, he never contacted me. 2 days later, I had questions about the case, and I called him. He didn't answer. I left a message. He didn't answer. Okay. And granted, attorneys are very busy. You know, working attorneys are. So I left it alone. I called him the next day. He didn't answer. I left another voicemail, very polite, like the first time. He didn't answer. Later, several hours later, many hours later, I sent him a polite text message. No answer, no response, no acknowledgement. Day 3, I called again, left one very polite voicemail. Hope he's doing well, hope all is well for him. I have questions and concerns about the case. Please call me at your convenience. Nothing. Day 4, same thing. Day 5, I sent a text message. Nothing. So I know by now that he will most likely be using some phony excuse to get off the case. And that's fine with me. I don't want somebody who's this cowardly, and I hate cowards. I hate cowards. I'm the opposite of that, and I hate cowards. I hate cowardice in other people. Somebody who can't just be honest and be straight out and say, listen, you know, this is how I feel about it. Sorry. Okay, I have no problem with that. But people who avoid you because they know they're wrong, people who avoid you because they can't tell you the truth, people who avoid you because they're up to something bad, those people are cowards. People who proceed in life based on lies instead of facts, on half-truths, which aren't truths at all. A truth is to be very logical. A truth is not a lie. So if there's anything less than honest in it, then it's not the truth. And with that, I've noticed, well, I've always seen it, but it's become an epidemic. Social media, YouTubers, Facebook, they'll do anything and everything to get attention. And they proceed on lies. They proceed on clickbait. They proceed on filters to the point where you don't even know if it's really them. Yes, I'm doing YouTube. You're on YouTube. You're on there to watch this. You're on there watching other things. People want views. I want views. You know, this is a really young channel. Yeah, I want views. Who doesn't? But I'm on here for a reason. I'm here to inspire and motivate. I'm here to speak the truth. I'm very outspoken. I'm brave, and I'll stand up for the truth. I'll stand up for what I feel is right. And whoever wants to dissect this can dissect it in any way they want. I'm here being honest. Going back to Facebook and other social media, I see that people post pictures of themselves in various poses and they lie. They filter their pictures, they lie, they do anything to get likes and comments. And I don't understand why, when those likes and comments are based on lies. I noticed yesterday that one of my Facebook so-called friends had posted a picture of herself and she had captioned it something like, thinking hard, pulling out my hair, candidly. There was nothing candid about that. She had filtered it to the point where it was just obvious. It was flagrant. And she wasn't pulling out her hair. She had her elbow against the door frame, holding her hair in a ponytail. And of course, all the fake friends came on there commenting about how beautiful she is. And one person said she looked like a Gibson girl. Well, that's because she posed based off of that. So Facebook is really fake book. The friends are fiends, they're fake, they're unreal. And another thing I don't get is that I go on there and I post myself. I do. I try to post all my pictures unfiltered. You can see my pores. You can see the shine on my skin. And I do that because I want to know that that's the real me. I don't want to be liked based on something or someone that I'm not. I don't like that. And in fact, today I'm going to expose something very real, and I wasn't going to come out with this until later, but I'm going to say something about myself. Just because I can't stand all of the artificial qualities today. I can't stand it. It gets to me. It bothers me. I mean, I don't know what it is with people, what they're trying to prove. If they want an ego boost, you know what? We all want ego boosts. I've been on ego trips before. We all want to feel, and I think I can say this for just about everybody, we all want to feel attracted. We all want to be wanted. But I don't want that based on someone who I'm not. I have flaws, and I want those flaws to be known as much as I'm able to make them known. And I'm not here to bash anybody. I'm here to speak the facts. You know, they are what they are. Wherever you go, there you are. Let's be really logical here, because I think that unless we're really logical, some people can't even see the truth. That's the thing. I come from a family of horrible people, and I have serious issues. I've had them and I do have them, but I try not to be a horrible person at heart. I try to be a good person at heart. I had the worst parenting, so I think that I was the best parent. And maybe sometimes I went overboard in loving my children and not disciplining them, or because I didn't want to be harsh. And it hurts me because I love my babies so much. And they're with their fathers right now. truth. Going back to what I was talking about, why do you go on Facebook and post your pictures with filters and pose in something that's really not meant for what you're showing it as? Or why do you go to Instagram and post things that you woke up looking this way when you didn't? I don't get tattooed makeup because I think it looks terrible, for one, and two, because I want to be myself. You know, I have breast implants and I wish I hadn't gotten them to begin with. And you know, people might watch this and think first world problems. And they are, but I've also had third world problems. I haven't lived in the third world, but when I've been in prisons and jails, it's like being in the third world. You have access to nothing depending on what county you're in, what area of the state you've been in. I've been in the worst. Do I take excellent care of my skin, excellent care of my health, of myself? Absolutely. I'm very selective about what I eat, what I put into my body. I'm picky. I'm about high quality and all those things. But I've also been in positions where I've had only one bar of Dove soap for 9 months. And I use that bar of Dove soap to not just wash my face, but to wash my hair, because I didn't have shampoo and conditioner. And I had packets of petroleum jelly. I didn't have lip gloss. I didn't even have chapstick. I had packets of petroleum jelly that I used for my lips, because in there you get very dehydrated. In jails and prisons in Los Angeles County and in California, Los Angeles County has the worst sheriff's department and county jail system. These people are sadistic, and sadistically is the way they run the city jails and county jails. And depending on who you are and where you are in there is the way they treat you and what you have access to. So I've gotten along for 9 months on soap and petroleum jelly. Did I like it? No, but I didn't have a choice. And you know what? It didn't bother me to the point where I thought, oh, I can't take this. You can take what you have to take. You can. You won't like it, but you will take what you have to take when you're in it and you're forced to. Food. I survived on tuna and mayo almost every day because I didn't have access to even decent food. The food in there is truly almost unpalatable. But will you eat it? Yeah, because you have to. When you're hungry, you have to eat. Bagged lettuce. Sometimes the lettuce was okay, sometimes it was brown and slimy. But that's what it was. And it was, when it was okay, I would try to get extra lettuce, and I would eat literally 2 trayfuls of lettuce, because sometimes it was the only way to stay hydrated in there. The only water you get in there is if you can buy the bottled water from commissary, which you can only buy 5 bottles a week, and they're not the gallon or the liter bottles. They're small bottles, about 6 ounces or so. So 30 ounces of water a week doesn't make a difference. So I would drink water from the sink, and the sink water is allegedly filtered, but that's about all you can say for it. but when you let it run, it's cloudy and it's dirty water. The only thing is that it might not make you too ill, but it's caused H. pylori for a lot of people. The water in that county jail and in the state prisons in this state are not good for you. In fact, you get dehydrated drinking the water because they're large molecules and they're dirty and they don't absorb into your system, and therefore they don't hydrate you. And that's the best thing I can say about that water. And they do nothing to improve it. They do nothing to improve their medical system. God forbid if you have a chronic condition. I'm lucky that I'm healthy. But most people in the Los Angeles County jail system, and I'm sure in other counties too, it's mostly, they call it a medical facility. It's not literally a medical facility. It's just a facility for people with lots of medical problems. Majority of people in there are diabetic, type 1 or type 2, hypoglycemic, asthmatic, they have mental, emotional, physical disabilities. They're very, very ill. So they're not just chronic, but they're also acute. And the medical system in there is still to this day absolutely, absolutely unacceptable. They say they've made improvements. They haven't. It used to be that if you had a medical problem and you needed to see a doctor, they said that the nurses would make rounds every day. The only reason the nurses make rounds in there, and they're not necessarily RNs, they're lower level nurses. They make rounds to bring routine medications, and if you happen to catch them on their rounds, you would ask them to sign you up to see the doctor, and if you're lucky, they would actually put you on a waiting list. And maybe a few weeks down the line, you would see a doctor and a very impatient one, or a registered nurse practitioner. At any rate, that's to say that I've been in some of the best circumstances, and I've been in some of the very, very worst. And when I've been in the worst, I made do with what I had to. I complained a lot. I had problems with it. But when it came down to it, I just survived. And that was it. But if you guys are in any conditions that are one step above that, you're doing really well. I don't care if you don't have insurance. In this state, you can go to the emergency room and you'll be seen. So other than the places that I've explained, you guys are doing really well. And I feel fortunate and I feel blessed that right now I have access to what I need, you know. But with that, let's talk about, how about just being grateful for what you have and being real and being yourself. Facebook is so full of bullshit and crap, and the crap flies higher and higher every day. I mean, the shit doesn't need to hit the fan for the feathers to fly. There are men and women on Facebook who are posting every 5 minutes. Do you not have to go out and make a living? And even if you're independently wealthy, do you have nothing else to do in the course of a day that you're there 7 days a week posting a meme or something different every 5 minutes? I mean, do you need attention that much? And if you're going to post something original. Come up with something. Stop copying and pasting everything. I mean, I share other people's posts if I think they're really good. I don't make a habit of it. I don't sit there and post filtered pictures of myself in a position that I'm not in. And I noticed those phony ass posts that are filtered and fake get the most likes and comments, because the people liking and commenting them are just as fake and phony as the poster. This isn't going to stop people from being what they are. People are so afraid of the truth that if you tell them the truth, if you confront them with the truth, they will hate you. They will hate you. And that's fine with me, because for me that filters out. It's the sieve of life. It filters out the shitheads. It filters out the people that I don't want in my life. I used to think that I had to be a certain way to keep people, and I figured out, let's get real. Why would I want to keep them? In that way, get rid of them. Get rid of them. Go out with the trash, because that's what you are. You're trash. If you can't be down to earth, you're not going to like anybody who's down to earth and real. And that's what I find more and more. Narcissism is an epidemic. It really is an epidemic. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. I'm not dramatizing. I mean, people are too much. We all want attention. We all want to feel attractive. But it's become overwhelming for the people who are real. It becomes overwhelming. And everything I say, I'm sure, strikes a chord with people. In whatever way it strikes a chord. Good. It hits the spot. Good or bad, it hits the spot because it's real. You know, celebrities making statements where it's a real statement. They're saying how they really feel, and then the second there's some backlash, they retract that statement and they lie and say that they didn't mean it that way. What's the point of you making a statement to begin with if you're going to go back because people don't like it and lying and saying you didn't mean it? You meant it, then be about it. Come on. Be real. You're afraid of it hurting your career, then you don't have much of a career. If you have fans, your fans like your work, your fans like you. And if you lose fans, just know this: when you're real, you're going to gain fans in the long run. But celebrities are unreal people. Whether they're actors, singers, or they became celebrities because of something they did, or they're just having their, 15 seconds of fame, whatever it is. I don't want to become famous in a tacky way. I don't want to be infamous. If I ever became famous, I want to be famous and respected, looked up to. Kardashians. I look down on people like that. I think they're trashy. Yes, they're making lots and lots of money, and I don't think they're laughing all the way to the bank. My opinion, and it's just my opinion, is they're crying to the bank. But they're consoled by all the money they're making because they feel it's a compensation for being caricatures or being characters. They're train wrecks. I don't need to make money by being stupid. I don't need it. Therefore, I'm not going to be stupid. And even if I needed the money, I still wouldn't be stupid. To me, I respect myself. I hold myself up high and I expect the same respect back. And if you don't respect me, then you're out of my life. I have nothing to do with you. But that's me. Others base their lives however they want to base it. So if you think that by being a jackass and making a lot of money, you're content, fine, you're content. It's not my way of living. Never will be. I will never make a statement that I'll go back and retract. At least I'll try not to. People make mistakes, you know. I'll never say something that I don't mean. I'll try not to. Personally, I support President Trump. I'm glad he's president. In his few weeks of presidency, he's done more work and more good for this failing country than the former so-called president. I don't feel that I should be responsible or liable, continue to be responsible or liable or pay for people who come here illegally and suck off of this failing land of milk and honey. That's how I feel. Will I come back tomorrow and say I didn't mean that? Absolutely not. I mean it all the way. Listen, I've been in positions where I needed help. And then there were times when I gave back that help. I'm ambitious. I have my passions in life that I want to make a career out of, and it's positive and it's good, and I really hope to do that. And I would like to stand on my own. That's what I would like to do. And I want to be somebody who I can look back on and be proud of. I want people to know about me and to know how I came out of the spots and the situations that I was in and how I made things better. How it took effort and it took will and the wisdom that I gained on the way. See, age doesn't bring you respect and it doesn't bring you wisdom. Experience does. So if you're, 70 and over, don't think that you deserve respect or you have it coming. You don't. You deserve respect when you've gained wisdom and when you've shown and behaved in a way that earns you respect. Everything these days is so artificial and so plumped and pumped. There's a lot of fake news these days, and I've noticed that President Trump is facing a lot of backlash It's firing squad by media. And media has become so partial, so slanted. It used to be that you could watch the news and it was objective news. You know, so-called writers and journalists, that's what they are these days. There used to be real writers, journalists, newscasters, where they wouldn't inject their skewed opinions into everything. Now everything is skewed and slanted and staged. If you see a celebrity going out somewhere and the paps are following them, the paps are following them because their publicists called beforehand, told them where they would be. It's not like it used to be where things were candid. You see a celebrity somewhere having lunch and the paps happen to be there. I'm saying that to say that things are unreal these days. Don't believe everything you see and hear. It used to be where you were told, don't believe everything in the news. Now it's just, you can barely believe anything, you know? And that's actually dangerous, because when the media reports on something, people react, and they're reacting on facts. Okay, that's my term for it. On facts, on truths. Misinformation and disinformation, because they diss people. They diss the current president because they don't like reality. If you don't like reality, that's your problem. Reality is that we need not to have any illegal immigrants, especially when they come here and they sell drugs and they kidnap and they murder. We need not to have transgender bathrooms. And those transgenders are not even transgenders. They're just males and females saying, I feel like I'm a male today, and tomorrow I'm going to feel like I'm a female, and the day after I'm going to go back to feeling like I'm a male. I can use any bathroom I want because I'm entitled, because the media says that I can. Bullshit. You should use the bathroom according to the gender that you were born. And if you've had a full-on surgery and change, that's a different story. But don't tell me just because you quote-unquote identify with a different gender than what you were really born, then you should go into any bathroom that you feel like, because that not only can, but it has already opened the door for sexual predators. Is this what you want your children? Is this what you want your children exposed to? Predators in the bathrooms? I mean, it's a sick, sick world. You know, I won't even give this country that much credit. It's a screwed up country. Because to say somebody is sick is to give them an excuse. It's not sickness, it's entitlement. And I have a lot more to say on these subjects, but today's been about fakery and fuckery. Really. And what was I going to say about myself? Okay, I'll expose myself. I've had a sexual addiction for a while. And it's bad. It's put me in a lot of situations that I wish I hadn't been in. And it's really heavy. And I feel like it's worse than a chemical addiction, because when you're addicted to a substance, as difficult as it is to kick that habit, I think that after you've gone through the withdrawals, which I agree can be really terrible, you've taken that chemical out of your body, and kicking it could be a lot easier than something that you're addicted to that doesn't have a chemical origin. When it comes down to it though, addiction is about not what you're addicted to, but I think it's addictive personality. So there's a pathology to it. And mine has been sex. There are days and going down to moments where it's all I can think about. I feel like it's dormant, but dormant doesn't mean door shut. It just means what it is, dormant, but not gone. That's me being real. You know, I tell myself a lot, it is what it is, but we can work on things. We can work on things. And we can try our best. I try, some people choose not to. They choose not to be themselves. Oh well, they are who they are and I am who I am. It is what it is.